Goeiedag, fellow South Africans, and I shouldn't be smiling because it's really sad. Hang on, let me turn on another light here that brings a bit more focus into my face. I have another email from a lady who lives out near Clifton, and this is her personal story. Okay. She says she is a divorced mother with a young child, a daughter. Her career is now in hospitality management, so naturally I keep on things to have an informed view from all sides. I also watch your channel daily. She says, I grew up in a little seaside town called the Strand. I was extremely young when Mandela became president. I only know the new South Africa, i.e. post-1994 South Africa. I was never a part of apartheid, nor do I remember any of it. This is a very big point, what she's just said. In my world, everyone is equal. Remember the Rainbow Nation that Mandela promised? She goes on to say, everyone shares everything, including our beaches. However, this past few months, there has been some pretty obvious changes. In the past, our local beaches would more or less be occupied as follow. Foreigners and tourists would visit Cape Town beaches and Blouberg Beach, more or less as some tourists do venture out. In smaller beaches, such as the Strand, Gordons Bay, and maybe Melkbos, you will have your local white people, 20 to 30%, local coloured people, 50 to 60%, and African people, 20 to 30%. This is a rough guideline that she's giving. This past season, we drove down to the Strand to take my daughter to the beach, and we did not dare get out of our vehicle. This is how South Africa is changing, guys. It gets from bad to worse. Listen to this. The Strand beach was packed with Africans. They flooded the beach, unpacked chairs onto the newly built safety wall, camped out on the sidewalk. You could not drive as they simply walked across the road in front of the car. Some ladies sit and breastfeed right next to the road for my child to see. And she says in brackets, I was horrified. Young guys walk on the opposite side of the road, on the building side where residents live, and scream and shout and sing with forced voices, obviously to annoy anyone who is within a 500-meter radius of them. The question The question does not come in with whites not wanting to share the beaches. This has been grossly exaggerated for political reasons. The question arises, where does all the Africans come from precisely? This year, with elections around the corner, why are they being transported by buses and taxis in their thousands to get to a beach when previously it was very obvious that they were not there? In 25 years, why now? They have no respect for anyone else on the beach. They are blatantly being noisy, disrespectful, and trying to start conflict. If you dare say anything, you are a racist. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. You don't have to utter a racist comment to be labelled as racist. If you do not agree with what they say or how they see or perceive something, you are a racist. I recently visited a winelands town. We went walking alongside the river on a Sunday afternoon. My daughter got into the water and splashed around a bit. No one was screaming or shouting or making a noise. a private security company sent their people at around 5 p.m. to clear people from the Riverside. I thought it was very odd and asked the security officer what is wrong. He replied and said that he was sorry to disturb us, but residents along the Riverside complained all afternoon about loud, noisy public members who seem to be shouting and singing and are drunk. South Africa is becoming paranoid. Anyway, she goes on to say, and this is really important stuff because you're getting an insight into how white South Africans are thinking right now, and it's very sad, but you need to know this, okay? I recently visited a winelands town. We went walking along the river. Okay, I'm sorry, I've covered that one. We'll move on. Now the Clinton incident happened. I truly hope you can understand the scenario. People are being transported to certain areas to cause trouble. They want to start conflict to sink the Western Cape with the rest of the country. To be honest, I have had Zimbabwean teams working alongside me in my career, as well as Malawian teams. I had a long conversation the other day with a guy from the Congo, and are used to people from the colored ethnic group as well. Hell, some of the best friends whom I have known for 13 years are colored people. All the white people I know in my circles now, I'll say that again. All the white people I know in my circles, none of them have a problem with any other person from any other ethnic group. However, it is very clear that conflict is being cooked up from the African group solely targeting the white minority. Clifton property owners are not all white South Africans. A lot of those properties belong to international business people. I can only imagine how much noise pollution, noise abuse those residents had to endure in order for them to have had to call the authorities. Now we got a bit of reality coming in and focus coming into this picture. And she goes on to say, keep in mind, if you sound white on the phone, the police will not assist you. So who do you ask for help if public areas are not patrolled anymore? That's the reason that the private security company was called out to assist. Clifton, and she goes on to say, Clifton was a quiet beach. Everyone enjoyed themselves, but still respect other beachgoers and the residents. If you owned a multi-million home on such a beautiful stretch of coastline, would you not also want to enjoy it? Say some of those residents have a baby. Now your baby cannot sleep in your own home because political parties cause noise pollution. Now, if that was on their back doorstep, guess what they'd be doing? Getting the people who are causing the noise kicked out of the area as well. It's not rocket science, guys. It's called racism. Black racism against the whites. That's what it's called. Anyway, she goes on to say, then I go further. Why would investors keep on investing in property on our coastline if this is the treatment they receive? Why will tourists return injecting money into our industry with all the thousands they spend on accommodation? Some of these homes are rented out to tourists for long periods of time, injecting money into the economy. Now, that is a huge, huge statement. Tourism in the Cape Town area is probably one of the biggest areas of creating job growth in the Cape. And by this mob of goons And I did see an ANC flag in there when they were killing the sheep. You know, that sacrificial sheep that was being killed. They are destroying their own economy. That's how absolutely low IQ, I'm afraid, they are. They have no idea what they're doing to themselves. And that's why I'm saying to minority groups, and you know, one of the things we need to look at is how we're going to help the Khoisan either set up their own state or get the hell out of there as well, because this Bantu and Nguni group, they are violent. They've proven that time and time again. Look, I'm digressing. Let's get back to what this lady says. She says, current political parties are selfish. They are blinded by their hate towards any white person. Look no further than Malema and Mr. Andili, who should both be behind bars. But anyway, she goes on to say, I can keep you busy for hours with incidents and stories from normal white South Africans who are not farmers, as we are all targeted, discriminated against, attacked, hijacked, raped and killed in towns and cities every day. And that's a fact. South Africa is the rape country of the world, and very few of them ever go to court, so they get away with it. If there is a country who will fast-track visas for us that do not take months and months and months, we will leave immediately. We appreciate your channel, all your info and help. Thank you for what you do. Blessings. And then she signs off X. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put my email address below this video, and if you think you can help X, just send me an email and I will forward you her contact details. Now what I'll do, seeing that she's the one actually making the call out, I will actually send her your contact details and she can email you, because I don't want to put her in a compromising position. She can assess whether she wants to talk to you. So when you email back underneath here, since she's a young mother, please give a bit of a brief in the email about who you are, where you're from, what your motives are. Okay, guys? If you don't do that, I'm just going to delete that email. So send your email if you can help this lady, this traumatized lady, get out of South Africa, and just I will have a look at what you say, and if you don't say anything, your email's not going anywhere. I need to have some kind of validification of who you are. All right, guys? Take care. Please remember to subscribe to be kept informed, and we'll keep on working for you guys. Take care. Bye for now.